Hi guys, we all know the shocking state that the Tories left the public finances in, and I'm not just talking about the £20 billion black hole. But years of austerity have left the NHS on its knees. Schools, courthouses and other public buildings are literally falling down. Prisons are overflowing, civil servants are underpaid, and other public sector workers recently engaged in industrial action over pay and conditions. What we've also seen from the Tories is that when they were in office, they decided against measures that could harm donations to the party, and now they have the brass neck to complain about actions not being taken. Here, former Home Secretary Suella Braverman ended up with egg on her face over such action. Have a listen.
I say this gently to the Minister, but isn't it regrettable that it's taken a high-profile case, public outcry and opposition MPs dragging the Minister to the Chamber to finally get the government to commit to implementing the Foreign Influence Registration Scheme, a scheme that we enacted and that was ready to go at the time of the general election. If the government's really serious about tackling the Chinese threat, when will it list China on the enhanced tier?
Minister? Well, I wasn't going to make this point, but given the Right Honourable Lady has made her point in the way that she has, I will just gently point out that the previous government had a significant period of time from the passing of the national security. Well, the Right Honourable Lady shakes her head. It is a statement of fact to say that the previous government had a significant amount of time, many months, from the passing of the National Security Act, where they could have chosen to implement the first scheme. They didn't implement the first scheme. It now falls to this government to do so, and that is precisely what we will do.
Well said. The Tories don't like facts. Now, this is what we're going to see going forward. We're going to see this constantly. Why haven't you fixed things? Why haven't you undone the damage that we inflicted upon the country over the last 14 years? Why are you letting people out of prison? Why haven't you fixed the NHS? This is what we're going to see for the next number of years. The Conservatives ran public services into the ground, and they're going to complain about those public services not functioning perfectly, or even functioning probably. But when it comes to legislation like this, or measures that didn't actually cost money or wouldn't have actually required any sort of heavy lifting, they drag their feet as well. Now, this could be down to donations. There are some dodgy individuals that wanted to donate to the Conservative Party in the past, and the Conservatives were not interested in clamping down on, dodgy donations or connections to political parties, because it would expose themselves along with other parties, but it would have, showed them up as being corrupt. So they wanted to avoid that as much as possible. But back to the main point, this is going to be what we're going to see from now until the next general election. The Conservatives constantly sniping from the sidelines, saying, why haven't you fixed this? Why haven't you fixed that? Why haven't you hired enough police officers? Why is the NHS on its knees? Why are you not cutting taxes for the rich? Why aren't you doing X, Y, and Z? And, while it's acceptable and it's understandable that the new government will say, look at what you inflicted upon the country over the last 14 years, it will require the new government to fix things. They'll have to do a pretty good job of fixing things to improve people's lives. Otherwise, they're going to be kicked out. But it's shameful that these politicians like Suella Braverman, who are part of the problem over the last 14 years, are now standing up and saying, why haven't you done X, Y, and Z? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.